Zorawat says, how much of a fund overlap is acceptable while choosing different funds?
It should be as little as possible, because if there's a 50-70% overlap, then this diversification is only optical. Actually, there is very less diversification. You think that you have bought 2-3 investments, but the underlying is common 50-60% across the fund. So the whole idea of you spreading your risk over different funds should be that you are getting some different service or different experience or different character of the market. So as little as possible, but it depends in which category. In case of fixed income fund, your objective is not to diversify but have a high quality, and there is bound to be substantially higher duplication or overlap in the fixed income portfolio. Equity, I think one should have as much, the least of overlap is more desirable.
Okay, but you always say that one should not have too many funds in one's portfolio.
Yeah.
You should be limited.
Yeah, it should be limited, because many times, in fact, we were doing a very unusual analysis on Value Research online website, where we aggregated the portfolio, and we thought that we have been preaching all these years that 4 to 6 funds actually gets you enough diversification, but we realized that most investors, the median holding of mutual fund investors, by virtue of all kind of legacy things, many people invest in NFOs, they get attracted to a new fund. The total number of, or some everybody used to invest in a new tax saving fund every year. By virtue of those behavior, the average holding of individual investors is more than 20, which is very unusual. Of course, now I find that people are changing track. Now they're shifting that. They might, now investors do their SIP in 2-3 funds and that's it. So there might be a concentration that 70-80% of your money is in fewer funds, but the spread of investments over fund, that number is quite alarming.
Yes. Is it because people feel एक नहीं काम करेगा तो दूसरे में चला जाएगा?
I think it's very different. It's the market dynamics. Investments are sold as a story. And new story actually strikes a chord with consumers, and if somebody comes and tells you that this is fun which will do this thing and it's going to do this magic differently, people relate to those consumers. The way cars are sold, that different features, different things, so improved XYZ thing. So likewise, in case of investment, it doesn't work. The underlying remains the same. We just call it differently. And maybe sometimes, it is the charm of something which is done recently, and so a new story being sold and consumers buy it.